Hey guys, TCGLover here. I got ourselves a little card today that I found whilst I was looking through the Galactic Overlord set on Saturday when I went to the sneak. I found this card and I didn't take it because I thought I wouldn't really use it, but I thought I would do a review on it because of its actual use. I just started to think about its use outside of the decks that I use, and I've sort of kind of thought, wow, that's a bit broken, but only in a situation where it works. So the card I'm going to look at today is a little common card in Galactic Overlord called Mini Guts. So what it does is you contribute one monster you control to target one face-up monster your opponent controls, and its attack becomes 0 until the end phase. This turn, when you use this card, when it is destroyed by battle and sent to their graveyard, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to its original attack in the graveyard. Now, okay, think about it. So you have to tribute one monster you control, and this card itself counts as a card. So you do -2 to use this card. However, in the game, there are quite a few ways to avoid that. I mean, if you think about it, I use Evos, okay? So think about Yugioh. If you tribute Yugioh for this card's effect, you get a monster to use to destroy their monster. So if you summon Serato, its attack goes up to 2100 when you summon it by Yugioh's effect, because it's an evil tile. So if you are to reduce their monster's attack, if they have 2000 attack monster, and the purpose of all these scenarios that I'm going to tell you, just to say their monster has 2000 attack. So they have a 2000 attack monster and it goes to 0. You summon Serato, you attack their monster, and you do 2100 points of damage, and then this card kicks in and they take another 2000 points, and then you get to search for an evil tile. So you make up the cost of this card and the Yugioh that you tributed. So in a way, this card works with the deck really well, and it's a really fast way to take half of their life points away. And if it makes one of their solemn warnings useless now, because they've just taken 4100 points of damage. Now, of course, in that scenario, I always think about consistency, and I think about not losing your hand, because I like having a large hand, of cards, because it means you just have more options to deal with your opponent and stuff. However, outside of Evos, there aren't many different things you can do, because tributing one monster is a really big cost. It's much worse than having to discard for something like Lightning Vortex. So the one card that I found that's coming out in Return of the Duelist is number 33, OOP Arts Super Weapon Machu Match. One of the numbers cards, and what it does, if you can sort of see the link between Mini Guts and this card, it requires 2 level 5s. Once per turn, you can detach one Exceeds material from this card to target one face-up monster your opponent controls, and inflict damage to your opponent equal to the difference between its current attack and original attack, and then this card gains attack equal to the amount of damage inflicted. So, you use Mini Guts to tribute a different monster on your field. You make their monster attack 0, so it was 2000 and now it's 0. So you use this card, you attach one of its materials to inflict 2000 points of damage to your opponent, and this card goes up by 2000 more, so it's now 4400 attack. You attack their monster, you deal 4400 points of battle damage, and think about it, they can't gauge you in this situation because they have a monster on their field. They're going to take all of your damage that you're going to deal to them, and they can't gauge you because, yeah. So you deal 4400 points of damage, and then the second effect of this card kicks in, and then they take another 2000 points. If you have any good math skills, you can tell they lost 2000. This card deals 2000 because of its effect, because they lost 2000 points between the difference between the current attack and the original attack. They take 4400 points of battle damage, and then they take another 2000 from this card. So in 2 cards, you just inflicted 8400 points of damage, and that's it, you win. That alone, I was going to give loads of examples why this card is good, and why you can do quite a lot of damage, but this card alone, this combination, these 2 card combo, basically blows every other combo out of the water completely. It's like you can do these little things where you gain advantage back, as I said, with evil tiles, but this card lets you inflict 8,400 points of damage on average in one card. If you reduce their attack, okay, let's say, okay, they're not gonna have a 2,000 attack monster, but if you fight against elemental heroes, they're going to have a Neos Alias on the field. That's 1900, so you're still going to do 8,000 points of damage. That's it. Game. So simple, and you do it all on your turn as well. Of course, if it was really that easy, then the combo would never work, and like it would be banned instantly, and that would be it. But the fact that you have to tribute a monster, other than obviously Machu, you have to tribute something else, means that the combination won't go off too often, so you can really get away with using both of those cards in your deck, and you can destroy your opponent every time. And I don't think the combination will ever get banned, because it's just a little bit weird. Like, it's not really consistent, because if your opponent has back row, then it doesn't really work, because it's going to mirror force or warning this card. Obviously you're going to heavy storm beforehand, you're going to run your free MSTs, so the combo is just really dumb, and that's basically the main reason why Mini Guts is so good. It's like, it's just one of those little things where it does a whole lot of stuff, but it's like one of those filler cards in the set where you read it and you kind of like, it does a little bit too much, it doesn't really do enough, it doesn't really cater to the meta, and that's why I'm going to throw it in the bin. But this card, if you actually read it and you think about what it can be used with, it suddenly becomes incredibly stupid. You know, like Insectors, when people first read it, they realized how many words were on their text. It was like, I don't really care. I don't care. Hornet, I don't really care. And then people started to think about it, and people started to realize how stupid the deck is. And of course, you can make Machu in Insectors with Ladybug, because you can increase Dragonfly's level by 2, you summon Centipede, you increase its level by 2, you search for another Dragonfly, you summon Machu, and then if you have, well, okay, if you have another monster on your field, or you just summon a token or something, then you can just do it. So you can just do this in one card in your hand. It's so stupid. So yeah, that's my review for this card, and I hope that you've learned something from this, and I hope that when Return of the Duelist comes around, that people don't start playing this against me, because that would really piss me off. When I have a Serato, they attack me and I lose 8,600 or something. It's just, ugh. So yeah, it's a very interesting card, so I hope you guys have learnt something today, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching, guys. TCGLover out.